why did you want to test this? Was it because you wanted to make sure that the system would be working smooth, and if needed, you would upgrade the hardware on your infrastructure? Because it's important to mention that you guys have an on-prem setup, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's something we didn't note. We do it on-prem. And actually, if you do it on-prem or in the cloud, I think you should always test it on both, whatever you choose. But because we were on-prem, we needed to make sure that our hardware would be sufficient to also deal with the high season periods of our company. And that we needed to test, because now our internal customers, my colleagues who do order entry, sales, or whatever, they should have the same experience as they have in the present system. And that means the system should always work. To find out everything ourselves. So we talked to those guys, which tools do you know? Which tools do you experience? And one of those tools was X Plus, your company with EA. And next to that, we also compared it with a few other tools. And it was just by talking to the companies, seeing what they have, and what the software could do. And that time, when we needed to decide, well, your company stood out above the others with how easy the interface was.
Right. And did you have any concerns before the project started around the tool or the cooperation with us?
Well, we had major concerns, actually, and it sounds strange to tell you so directly, but you know it, because we had concerns, because I think the starting period, we had contact. I said, "Can I get a demo? Can I get a demo while you arrange it for me?" Then I talked to me and my colleagues about, okay, actually we need to test it on-prem, because if you have EA in the cloud with your servers on-prem, that could make a difference. Well, then you and your colleagues decided, okay, then we can install it on-prem. It was just on trust. There was no money involved at the moment. You installed it, gave me a trial grace period so we could test it. We have extended that a couple of times, and that was mainly due because our project had a little bit setback. We had a delay. Well, when the project is delayed, also the testing will be delayed. And at the end, we could test the software. I got a lot of help from a lot of guys at your company, and we got some main scripts. And those scripts were working, and that proved that what we needed could be done with the software. And then still there was a little bit doubt, can we do the performance test and then eventually a stress test? And the answer was yes, but we did extensive testing for that together with you guys. And now when D365 will be live at this company, it's not live at the moment. It's a long story. I won't tell you about it right now. But when we go live, we also need scripts to test the software, because Microsoft demands 2 updates a year. You can lag a little bit behind, but not very much. So you need to test software 2 times a year at least. And with automated test software, you can test your main processes. And those must be recorded between now and before we go live.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So the actual reason for choosing Executive Automats for you was not just choosing it for performance test, but you are also thinking about that after go live you will need to do regression tests for Microsoft updates, and you are thinking about that as well. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah, because testing to go live is one thing with the performance. Regression testing is a second very important point.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Raymond. I really appreciate our conversation. It was great talking to you.